Tro-Tros, Uber, cars. These are the three ways to move around in Ghana. And these three ways, they have different costs. Now, one of them can actually keep your pockets full. One can slowly bleed your savings. And the other one, it just can surprise you. So today's video, we're going to try to uncover which of these transport choices that you're going to be taking can actually save you the most in Ghana. Transportation in Ghana is more than just going from one place to another or from point A to point B. It's about survival, it's about comfort, it's about dignity, and for many, it's all about status. But beneath all of these lies, the biggest question is how much of your hard earned money is being eaten up every time you step out from your home? Now, let's take, for example, in places like Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, or even in smaller towns, your daily ride actually shapes your budget more than you can even realize. We all know that rent might be the biggest expense or the biggest bill that you are going to part with, but your transport is the silent thief of your savings. And guys, guess why? Because it never stops. So every day, Ghanaians have to face the same choices of do I endure the sweaty crowds or do I endure the crowds in the Tro-Tro? Do I have to wait for Uber or Bolt and feel the convenience? Or do I have to save up for my own personal car and carry the burden of, fueling, the burden of insurance, the burden of repairs and maintenance, and of course, the roadworthiness? So let's try to break it down city by city and perhaps lifestyle by lifestyle. Let's start with the Tro-Tro, which is the backbone of Ghana's public transportation system. With as little as 5 to 15 cities, which is actually depending on your distance, you can go from one place in the city to another place. This might look cheap on paper, but it does have a hidden cost, which is time. Now, for tro-tros, it takes quite a while for these very buses to fill up before moving, which means that you are likely to spend about 20 minutes, seated in a hot, crowded bus. I mean, that's before it leaves. And then let's talk about the discomfort you are most likely going to, experience because it does have overcrowd and it does have unpredictable stops. What about the noise? And sometimes you are even going to jam roommates while collecting the tea fare. But we know that for many students, for many low income workers, and people that are trying to stretch their cities, tro-tros are just, the lifesavers for them. Because imagine spending only 1,000 Ghana cedis a month on transportation versus someone who is spending about 3,000 to 5,000 Ghana cedis every month on Uber. That's a lot of money. And obviously, the difference is, clear. But here's the downside. If you value your comfort, if you value your time, you need to look presentable for work or for your meetings, then tro-tro cannot be what exactly you would need because it's going to cost you opportunities. You can even miss interviews because of the late arrivals. And let's talk about the stress that drains your productivity. So why the tro-tro is cheap, it does come with a hidden bill that you don't get to see, in your pocket, but you are going to feel this hidden cost in your daily life. Let's talk about Ubers and let's talk about boats. And this is the favorite of the middle class because of course, they are going to be getting comfort, they are going to be getting convenience, and they have a little control to yield here and there. Now, in the Ubers, there's no waiting for the mate who is going to be shouting the various, bus stops. There's no squeezing into tight seats. All they need to do is just pick up their phone and tap, and the car shows up at their doorstep. It might sound simple, but simplicity actually comes with a price. An Uber or Bolt price will be going for 60 cities thereabout. And this is against the 15 cities that you are going for with Tro-Tros. So imagine doing this twice a day, 5 times a week, and suddenly your monthly transport bill is over 4,000 Ghana cedis. And this is not even counting the surging pricing when it rains or when the driver complains about fuel hikes. So what is the hidden cost if you're going for Ubers and the Bolts? There's this level of dependency that you get with it. And once you get used to Uber, it's very difficult for you to go back to the Tro-Tro life because of the comfort you are getting. You end up convincing yourself that it's just 60 cities or 80 cities, you know. But when you look back at your monthly expenses, you would realize that you've spent so much on these rides than on food. But for experts, for professionals, or people or who would value time and presentation, Uber can actually feel like a better option for them. But financially, it slowly bleeds their pocket. Their money gets to drain every other day silently but consistently. Guys, if you are finding this, you know, as an eye opener for you, I want you to please pause for a second, hit the button right here, like this video, drop a comment, and of course, don't forget that you can subscribe to the channel. And I want you to also tell me in the comments which one do you think is the best option here in Ghana. Are you considering the Tro-Tro, the Uber, or perhaps even owning your own personal car? So, guys, you are going to actually be surprised when we get to the real numbers much later in the video. So guys, let's move on. Now let's move over to the dream of actually, a lot of people, which is owning their own personal car. Now, at first glance, this is like freedom because you don't get to wait for the tro-tros. You don't have to face the Uber and all of that. But financially, it is not simple buying a car. But when you have done that, you are done with it. So we are actually going to break down the cost of what you're going to face with getting your own car. So the first thing is that buying the car, even if it's a decent used car in Ghana, you're going to be looking at 60,000 Ghana cedis to 120,000 Ghana cedis, and at times it could even be more than that. Now let's look at fueling the car with the prices hovering around 16 to 18 cedis. If you want to fill your tank, we're looking at 700 to 1,200, and this is depending on the size of your car. If you drive daily, and that's about 3,000 to 5,000 Ghana cedis a month. So what about your insurance? What about your roadworthiness and maintenance and other things that are miscellaneous? We're looking at 1,000 to 2,000 Ghana cedis monthly when you check it. So what about the repairs? We know that Ghanaian roads are not the best, and your mechanics are actually going to test your patience alongside your wallet. So while you avoid Uber bills and of course all of that, the cost of car ownership can actually rival or even exceed Uber spending, especially when you factor in unexpected breakdowns. But here's the hidden advantage of you having your own personal car. Cars hold values in Ghana, unlike Uber, where the money is gone and gone once you've made that payment or that taking the ride. Owning a car here in Ghana can, give you an asset. You can sell it later, even if it's at a loss. Plus, there's the convenience and the dignity of you driving yourself, which a lot of people cannot ignore. Even you yourself, you cannot ignore that. So the question is it worth it? Well, it would actually depend on your lifestyle, your income, and how often you get to move around. Now, if you're someone who is going out daily across Accra, sorry, owning a car might actually save you money in the long term. But if you're someone who only moves occasionally, then Uber might just be your best option because it's going to be actually cheaper for you. Let's put it all together with a lifestyle example. So if you're using Tro-Tro, you are roughly going to be spending about 1,000 Ghana cedis to 1,500 Ghana cedis every month. Now it saves you money, but you're going to lose time, comfort, and sometimes you are going to lose some opportunities. If you're going for Uber, then you are going to be spending around 3,000 Ghana cedis to 5,000 Ghana cedis every month. You are going to gain comfort, but you are going to slowly drain your wallet. Now, if you're a car owner, after the big purchase, you are going to be spending about 3,000 to 6,000 Ghana cedis monthly on fuel, insurance, maintenance, and all of those things. But you are going to get your independence and you have your car that is an asset to you, which if you want to sell it later, you can go ahead. Now, the question isn't just which is the cheapest, rather, the question is which one of them actually matches your life. So if you are young, you are a hustler, and every city counts, Tro-Tro is likely your best friend. And if you're a professional person and you are time conscious and you're looking for comfort, then Uber can give you all of that convenience. But if you are building long-term stability and you can handle the upfront cost, owning a car can actually give you all that comfort and convenience that you are looking at. But the truth is that there is no one size that fits it all, and this is because one of these options will silently burn your money faster than than the others. And guys, I want you to please leave in the comment section which of these options do you think it is. If we are going to go strictly by the cost, then the winner will be Tro-Tro because Tro-Tro is actually the cheapest and it will always be the cheapest options compared to the Uber and you having your personal car. But the real money saver, if we are looking at long term, is you having your personal car. It is expensive upfront, but it has hidden bills. But when you compare year to year, car ownership can actually beat the daily Uber rides. And the one that bleeds you, slowly, the one that eats your option, while at the moment it can look harmless, it's Uber. It's the middle ground that feels safe, but it is the costliest trap, which if you are not careful, you are going to be overspending. So the answer actually depends on who you are as an individual, what your lifestyle is, what are the things that you value, your money, time, or freedom. So guys, if this breakdown actually opened your eyes, I don't want you to leave this video without subscribing to more videos that talk about life here in Ghana, talk about moving to Ghana, the cost of living in Ghana. And if you're actually concerned about the smart living way in Ghana, this next video up here, which is about the cost of living in Accra 2025, where I talked about rent, food, transportation, and lifestyle. This video is actually, a direct video to what we have talked about here today. And guys, trust me, you don't want to miss watching it. So head over to this video and I will see you there. Bye.